have only made mistakes that would have been fixed with a slice of cheesecake. Demo Salvatore was my 18th dream, but now the only one I be with is Chandler Bing. Yeah, here I am talking to you since I'm 30 as fuck.
Hello, ladies. Welcome to another episode of 30 as fuck. Very happy to be here today. Just finished my Pilates class, came back home, and I'm so excited to share this episode with you. If you're new here, I'm Vanessa Rossi. I'm your host, and here I am again, sharing with you all the knowledge. Of course, I'm very sarcastic because who knows what I'm doing. But I guess that's the beauty of it, right? So thank you so much for still being here and listening to this madness called life in my 30s and probably everything that I'm sharing with you, it's happening in your life right now. But let's get to the chase because today I want to talk about my idea of success. So episode 4, my successful plan for success. Of course, I'm being sarcastic again. So let's start from the beginning, shall we? Many years ago. Okay, maybe not that many, but let's say 15 years ago. I developed an obsession, I cannot even say this word, caused by the environment I was growing up with. I wanted to be successful. And you might say, okay, Vanessa, there's nothing wrong with wanting to be successful. Well, yes, there is, if your definition of success is based on making a name of yourself and making money. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting those two things, but I feel those are more like consequences of success, not the definition itself. Let's go deeper. Okay, a little bit of a background. I grew up in a family where money was never enough. My parents divorced because there was not money. Well, together with a million of other reasons, but for sure that was the topic of every single fight. Now, I think in my subconscious, I always saw my parents' divorce and also an unhappiness as a symbol for failure. And so I promised myself, without even knowing it, that I would always work towards being successful and so have money. Of course, now that I'm an adult and now that my parents' divorce looks like more a moment of success more than a failure, since all our lives kind of shifted slightly on a better course after that. I will spare with you the details for now because I might need to write a book about it, but also I don't want to spoil all the secrets of this podcast and when I am who I am now. But let's go back on track. So why was I also obsessed with making a name of myself? Simple, because I did not have one. Of course, I had my name, my birth name, Vanessa, but I felt invisible till the age of 18 when I put on a miniskirt and suddenly I was desirable. Before that, no one noticed me. I was the funny friend of the group, and looking back, I think I want to change that for nothing in this world. It made me develop like a skill that now I can use for many things, but at that time made me believe that to redeem myself from my invisibility power, I was supposed to make a name for myself, like to show them what they lost. What I did not take into consideration is how. So I spent the past 10 years trying to figure out what my thing is. Feeling always unhappy, actually, chasing the destination without thinking of the journey. Let's say it was kind of almost like I was planning a trip to Hawaii without planning the trip. Does it make sense? And this always left me miserable, and even worse, made me feel like I was a failure. And here we are. This is the most important part. Okay, this brings me to this beautiful, but at the same time, very, very scary word, failure. Why are we so afraid of it? Really? Why? I don't know. Like, it's insane. I feel it's a beautiful word. I keep hearing people saying you never fail if you keep trying. You never fail if you don't give up. Can we please just destroy this stigma for a second and allow ourselves to change our minds and to fail and learn and even give up? Let's give ourselves grace and sit on failure. Feel it and embrace it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's part of the process. It's part of how we figured out what we want and how we figured it out also who we are. I was definitely scared of failure, and so that made me even scared of success. I was scared to change my mind of things. I was scared to have that little voice in my head telling me, oh, here you go, another thing left incomplete, or you thought this was the one. And this could be related to any area, of course, of our lives, like relationship, maybe staying with the same partner with whom we're not in love with anymore because you're 35 and you can't have this type of situation at 35 when you're supposed to start a family, or even work. Like you can change your job because you went to school and spent money to like get to this point, to this job, and then you realize that you didn't like it, but somehow you cannot leave it because otherwise you think you're failing. Like why are we putting ourselves in this type of situation? Why do we don't follow our gut, and why we don't allow ourselves to change our mind? Of course we can go into details, and if we want, and microanalyzes those two topics. It's not just being with someone or not, or change job or not. Sometimes we feel we fail just because we're too tired or exhausted, but we don't allow ourselves to be tired and exhausted. And maybe now you're asking yourself what failure had to do with success, but I'll explain it in a second. So the best way to success is to fail multiple times. I love this sentence, and I came out with this sentence. I'm the owner of this sentence. And maybe I'm using it to justify so many things, or maybe it's just reality, because here we are. Flash forward to 2 months ago when the little light bulb in my head turned on. I suddenly got it. I literally woke up one morning and worked out what was wrong with my idea of success. I was avoiding failure. I was chasing the wrong idea. I like money and I like to make a name of myself, but not just for the sake of it. Now, I will be successful every time I do something I like. This is what changed. It's not more about the destination. It's about the process, how I get there. And I feel successful really every time that I also learn something new, every time that I have an idea and I want to try it out. And even if it doesn't work, that failure, that not working out, it's actually making me feel success because I tried and I learned something. Every time I change my mind because I learned something new from a previous experience, that's a success. Every time I'm courageous and I explore the unknown, and I am successful every time I fail because I tried. I can't really repeat this enough. And I wanted to put you in your head because I know that every time that something doesn't work out, or even when you feel that you're doing something that you're not supposed to do, you're scared to just change your mind or to try something new or just let it be and give up, because otherwise you're failing. I'm not saying that you have to give up every time something comes up and there's a little bit of a problem. Of course, if you're feeling in your gut that it's what you're supposed to do it. Oh my gosh, another small example, it's me living abroad. Literally all the struggle that I've been through to just be able to be here today and live in Canada, it's if I would have gave up at the first problem, probably I wouldn't be here right now. But I felt in my gut that this was my city, that this was my thing. I really wanted it. And here I am today. And so I'm not talking about that. I'm talking just when you try something, you're doing a new job or work or something, but you feel it's not where you're supposed to be, or with who you are supposed to be, or what you're supposed to do. It's okay to just embrace the failure and move on. and try something new. Okay. So I'll leave you with these two definitions. So the failure and the success. So success is the achievement of the results wanted and hoped for. Failure, something that didn't work out and didn't give the result hoped for. So as you can see, if you think about it, it's a little bit like the game between good and bad, the balance between opposites. Without one, the other one cannot exist. This, I don't know why, brings me back a little bit to Charmed, the TV show. It was always like the good and the bad type of situation, like without one, the other one doesn't exist. And I love that TV show. Oh my gosh, it just brings me back so many memories. Anyway, of course, I'm talking about something that doesn't make any sense right now, but you always bear with me and I appreciate all of you. So I think I'm done for today. I think it was short but intense, and I'm gonna let you go back to your life and to your failures and your success and your beautiful life. So thank you so much for being here today with me, for listening to this. And I want to just also, I didn't do it in the previous the previous podcast episodes, but I want to actually thank Alice Risolino for the beautiful song that we wrote together, and her brother. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited about it. And also my cover picture, Jasmine, by absolutely gorgeous friend Jasmine, that took those pictures. I'm gonna tag them into every episode, so you can actually go and check them out. And that's all for today. So hoping this will help you in any way. As always, thank you so much for listening. If you like this episode, please remember to like it and share it and tag me on Instagram at Vanessa Rossi, and the new page, 30S Fact Podcast official page. Thank you so much. Again, see you soon, and ciao, ciao.